Across all the customers that we work with, one of the critical indicators of success is the velocity of learning. Right now, given where AI is, the faster you experiment and the faster you learn, the better. The reason why this is so important is because you want to get your hands on the technology. You want to test it out. You want to see what is easy to do, what's hard to do, what's worth doing, what's not worth doing. Even if you make mistakes along the way, even if you hit some struggles along the way, you will learn more from having tried a lot along the route, so that when you get to the point of trying to figure out which ones to take into production, which experiments to move forward with, you'll have a velocity that you can bet on, that you can lean into. And I think that one of the biggest mistakes that I see right now is that corporations aren't testing quite as much as they should. I see camps of organizations are really apprehensive. They don't want to make mistakes, and that fear of mistake is holding them back. They're not actually experimenting with AI as much as they should, and therefore they're learning very slowly. And they think that that's actually going to be a safer road for them, and the truth is it's not, because by overthinking some of these choices, they're going to start slower, and that means their peers that are learning a lot more because they're testing a lot more, the velocity of learning is quite high for them, they're going to win over time, even if they make more mistakes along the way. So I don't think it should be so much driven by risk aversion. I think, especially when you think about doing POCs and pilots, in production, of course, there is a lot of good reason to have risk aversion, because once it hits production, it's actually touching internal employees at scale and customers at scale. But I think doing POCs and pilots, testing out internally, working with consulting firms, working with external vendors, working in some cases directly with the hyperscalers and the tooling companies and the foundation model companies, at other times working with some of the platform and application layer companies. This is really good. This is very healthy. And, I think that is what is necessary for companies to go and learn very quickly. And the more quickly they learn, the better they will be longer term. I think there's more risk in waiting, essentially, versus just diving in and doing things that are reasonably smart, of course, but again, will prime you with a bias for action. So bias for action means higher velocity of learning, which actually de-risks the longer term adoption of AI in production. And that's one of the biggest lessons that we've seen across the companies that we work with. It's something that we recommend, even if they don't go with us as a vendor of choice for them, they should go and experiment as much as they can. And if we could be helpful in that learning, if we could inspire and educate along the way, help them run more experiments more quickly and get them out into production, we'll play that part. But at the end of the day, you have to try, and you have to try a lot to learn a lot very quickly, because that's what it takes to go and ultimately win and outcompete some of the competition, your peers essentially, that are also looking at AI as a way to win and grab new market share.